we have a very small pile of cards this time, with only four that equate to about £2-ish. They don't do much for the deck. They increase the consistency by a little bit, but I am saving something, a little bit of money up for next episode, because there is something slightly bigger that I do want to buy. So, the few cards that I'm getting two fusion monsters, which are Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and Predaplant Dragostopelia. So, both of these can be made with Fallen Balbaz. This has to be made with Fallen Balbaz. It's not too great right now, but we are going to get Super Polymerization eventually, where this card becomes much better. Predaplant Dragostopelia is really, really good because it can recycle fusions in Grave using TR Elements, and it gives us a really good boss monster to go into with the TR Elements effects, apart from their own fusion. Yeah, so just the ability to recycle is generally really good. And the last two cards that I'm getting is one copy of Foolish Burial to increase our consistency by a little bit. Example, we could dump Beast to draw one, which not only makes this an upstart goblin, but it also allows us to put a Shaddoll monster in our graveyard. We could also send Squamata to send Beast, which gives us more fuel for fusion material. And instant fusion, because this just instantly brings out Kid Kalos, who is just amazing, and it just could win us entire games right there. So that's all I'm getting. It equates to about £2. Yeah, I'm just gonna go into a very, very quick deck profile. I might just show it on screen. I might just actually go into it, but that'll be shown right now. So, I'll show you now what I'm choosing to remove from the main and extra deck. So from the main deck, I'm going to remove the one copy of Branded Loss, well, one of the copies of Branded Loss, and one copy of Branded Retribution for Foolish Burial and Instant Fusion. And in the extra deck, I have chosen overall to get rid of one of the Lubellions and the Springed, because the third Lubellion never really comes up, and Springed has just never come up. So, in general, I feel like probably by removing them, we'll have a little bit more consistency in extra deck. I feel like Dragostopelia and Starving Venom Fusion Dragon generally have more utility and probably will come in a lot more handy and help us build a better board. Starving Venom could even help us go to for games sometimes due to its attack gain effect coming up sometimes. So those are the changes I'm making. I do think the deck is a little bit better, but I do want to open something a little bit different next episode. I really want to go into the tins, so I'm going to go out and get one of the tins for next episode, because I feel like there's a lot of good cards in there. There's a lot of cool cards in there that I'd like, especially the Despia stuff, which is reprinted, which could come in handy for this deck. So those are the changes, so we can just go straight into the games. Now it's time for me to start talking about a card game. So, we open pretty decently here. The game showing is Element. We did win one, I believe, one of the other games, if I'm correct. But we did lose one, I believe. I'll check later, but I'm not entirely sure right now. So we start off with a Gold Sark, banishing the Tragedy to search the Aluba, normaling the Aluba, and they Suliek, which is a tiny bit of a problem with this hand, considering what we have. There's nothing I can really do, so I set to pass. We are allowed to summon one of the two elements and mill 3. We do mill a Beast and another element, which we use to fuse, in order to make Kid Kalos to search the... I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but the one that summons itself when your opponent activates a monster effect. They Galaxy Cyclone, so we will respond with the branded card, which allows us to tribute the Kid Kalos to summon two monsters, one to our opponent's field and one to our field. I summon the Rhino Heart to our field, which allows us to dump a tier element to attempt to fuse. But I believe that was negated. Yeah. I shouldn't have banished the Branded Fusion here, but it doesn't really matter that much. Basically, we have a big token on the field. During the next turn, we will be able to add Tragedy to our hand, which isn't a big deal. I reset the Branded Fusion, activate the Branded Fusion, fuse into Albion, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Branded Lost to search Albaz, fuse into Lubellion, triggering the trap to add, making Mirror Jade, who allows us to banish cards on field. They attempt to activate their tier element effect, but we negate it and manage to get to the battle phase. During the next game, a very interesting side. They tried to side Imperial Iron Wall against us, despite the fact their deck doesn't need to banish cards. It does turn off Albion, but we usually can do fine without Albion. We just like to send Albion to grave. It does cut off a few of our options. Double Dark Ruler. So I don't start with Dark Ruler here because it wouldn't be impactful, and I want to try at least to not use Dark Ruler and out their board, because then I could use Dark Ruler when it would be impactful. However, they make Kaliga, so we're forced to Dark Ruler no more. We go Instant Fusion to summon Kid Kalos. Kid Kalos affect Chainlink 1, and Chainlink 2 Branded Lost, because we did indeed fusion summon there, because the monster summoned off Instant Fusion is counted as a fusion summon. We make a very nice Mirror Jade. I use the effect of Kid Kalos here because it cannot attack. So it means that we don't want to keep it on field. We want to switch out of other bodies. So we do the Mill 8 combo. Summon Shiren Fuse to make Proskinion. Proskinion. Well, we didn't use Proskinion here, but we clear their entire board. We can't do any damage. We Proskinion to steal their Dragostapelia, so we haven't brought ours out yet, but we have brought out theirs. And they just end their turn, and I believe scoop at this point once we make Dweller, just because it's the end of the game, and that genuinely really enforces it. So, I can double check now. I believe we won 2 matches and lost 1, which is kind of unfortunate. But even though we are losing the occasional game here and there, I am really happy that the deck has improved this much. It's getting better and better slowly. I'm probably repeating myself, but generally it has been, slowly improving, slowly getting stronger. And I feel like now's the turning point to where our deck really, really gets pretty good. There are quite a few improvements I'd like to make, but overall I don't have much to say, and that's the end of this video. So I hope you